Hi, I'm Eugene. I'm from the Sustainability and Resilient Value Chain. Today, I will be presenting a topic on sustainability assessment through life cycle and eco-techno-economic analysis. This slide highlights a critical shift. Scope 3 emissions reporting is rapidly becoming mandatory worldwide. In Singapore, Scope 3 reporting is currently on a voluntary basis guided by materiality. But by 2026, it will become mandatory for listed companies, alongside existing requirements for Scope 1 and 2 emissions. We are also seeing other regions moving quickly. The message is clear. Companies are now expected to account for their full value chain emissions, covering both upstreams, suppliers, and downstream activities. For Singapore businesses, especially listed one, the clock is ticking. The groundwork for Scope 3 reporting needs to start now if you were to meet the upcoming regulatory expectations and stay aligned with the global standards. So just to give a short intro about life cycle and eco-techno-economic analysis. So life cycle assessment alone is really an evidence-based approach to measure the sustainability or even assess the environmental impact of products, service, and even systems. So along with life cycle assessment, we also have the life cycle costing and techno-economic assessment, normally employed in assesses the economic performance and is able to internalize environmental impacts as financial costs. All in all, eco-techno-economic assessment is a combination of life cycle assessment, life cycle costing, and techno-economic assessment. So we reference all our frameworks and methodologies. We reference the ISO standards 14040, 4467, and 76, and along with all the best industry practices, PAC methodology, and GHG protocol. Life cycle assessment are typically conducted in 4 key phases. Step 1 is really just identifying the goal and scope of the study, the purpose of the study, and also to define the system boundary to be studied. So in Step 2 is really developing our model and going through the data collection steps. In Step 3 is where we want to translate a lot of these data collected into KPIs, develop indicators like GHG emissions. And lastly, in Step 4 is really utilizing the findings to highlight the key findings and identify the hotspots of the study. So here I'm presenting the ADVICE, which stands for Advanced Virtual Sustainability Expert platform, which is well integrated with Singapore Emission Factor Registry. It is a simplified sustainability assessment platform that is able to streamline all the modeling processes. It leverages on generative AI to accelerate all this modeling and computational complexity. It is a robust platform that is able to conduct a lot of cost-benefit analysis to identify the key hotspots and prioritize needle-moving sustainability initiatives. Again, it is a sector-agnostic solutions for assessing not only products but service processes and technologies. Companies and businesses can tap on localized emission factors from Singapore Emission Factor Registry and also other regional and commercialized databases and leverage on them to conduct their sustainability assessment. So here we adopt the learn, practice, and implement pedagogical models that's conducted over 40 training hours. This course is to really guide businesses and companies to conduct life cycle assessment and also the carbon management to really improve their sustainability in their businesses. So in this particular course, we will develop proficiency in learning how to conduct carbon footprinting analysis and also identify opportunities to help them to reduce their environmental impact. And in this particular course, companies and businesses will also have hands-on experience with the SimTech ADVICE LC and LCC platform. Moving on, we have the mentorship support grant LCA via collaborative industry project. This project is conducted through 18 hours of coaching sessions, co-delivered with our partners. And it's really there to help companies and industry to learn life cycle assessment and also to conduct a proof of concept life cycle assessment studies on their product, service, and systems. So it's really a short LCA crash course, and it will be complemented by our consultancy given by our partners. Businesses and companies will have access to the ADVICE LC and LCC platform for their continuous emission monitoring and management. This course will be heavily funded by SSG Mentorship Support Grant. So lastly, we have the eco-techno-economic analysis through a research collaboration agreement. So it's a more tailored one-to-one life cycle assessment and life cycle costing research project. It could include more detailed analysis such as sensitivity and uncertainty analysis. We could also benchmark against other potential viable technologies or processes. It involved the exploration of mitigation strategies and, of course, through the marginal abatement cost curve. We could also include historical and future projections. And at the end of the day, We can also harmonize a lot of LCA and LCC results with ESG reporting requirements. We could also host workshops to facilitate a lot of this knowledge transfer to the working staff. So businesses and companies can again access to our advice and LCC platform to monitor their emissions. And this whole research collaboration agreement is really just to empower our industry partners to able to assess their GHG emissions of their technologies, process and systems to help them to make more informed and improved decisions. This is our offering summary. So we have the WSQ carbon footprinting training and workshops. We also have the MSG as our consulting services. And thirdly, we have the platform subscription, which allows businesses and companies to subscribe to our platform to access the advice digital platform. Lastly, we welcome companies and businesses to co-develop and co-deliver training courses in the field of sustainability.